Alrighty, gamers! I hope you all had a great weekend. I got a lot of work done, so I had a pretty good weekend. And I'm looking forward to getting even more stuff done this week. Woo! Alrighty. So, y'all know the drill. We're doing D&D again. My PNG is not loaded, as per usual, because I have no idea what I'm doing. Hey, Yuri, how you doing? Hope you had a good weekend. Good to see you. I saw you wanted to do, whatchamacallit, a karaoke where you didn't know any of your songs. That is a very bold thing to want to do. So I wish you the best of luck with that. And if you want any song recommendations, then I got some. He came to sniff and I ate chicken. Ooh, nice. I love me some chicken. Alright, so. Rundown. As per usual. So. Chat helps with race, class, subclass, name, and background. And then here are the lists that we have together here. So, we got Asthmer, Bugbear, Dwarf, Elf, Furbolg, Halfling Human, Kenku, Kobold, Dragonborn, Genasi, Gith, Gnome, Goblin, Goliath, Orc, Half-Elf, Half-Orc, Hobgoblin, Lizardfolk. We already did Tiefling. Tabaxi, Triton, Yuan-Ti. I don't know any D&D, so I'm reserved. That's totally fine. All you gotta do is pick the name that you think would be cool. And it's that easy. For class, Artificer, Barbarian, Bard, Cleric, Druid, Fighter, Monk, Paladin, Ranger. We already did Rogue, Sorcerer, Warlock, and Wizard. So, any of those are fair game. And let me switch to before. Yes, because I'm bored of knowing any songs, so now I'm going to torture myself. Hell yes, dude. I'm going to send you some songs later then. So expect that. I got to get my D&D book real quick. What? Alrighty. So, first and foremost, who wants to pick the class that we are going to be running today? So, this section right here. Any of these stick out to you guys, or if you want any knowledge on them, or what they might do, or provide, then let me know. In the meantime, I'm going to start flipping through the book. So, okay, page 45. So if any of the names stick out to you, really appeal to you, Warlock, hell yeah, brother. All right, Warlock is page, let's see, 105. All right, let's see what we're doing here. Okay. So, Warlock. All right. With oh no, wait, that's not right. What is this? Oh, here we go. Yeah, so we get to choose a pact. Wait, hold on. Let me really quickly check. What level did I make the rogue from last time? Because I think I made him level 3. Yeah, okay, so we're only going to go to level 3, so it's not going to be anything crazy. And again, if you guys want to use this character in a future like campaign or one-shot or whatever the fuck, totally okay. So what race are we going to be doing? What race would everybody like their little goober warlock to be? Let me get my pen and start writing this stuff down. So class and level, they're a level 3 warlock. Class. Oh, it's too big of a pen. War. Okay, hold on. Stabilization down. Warlock 3. All right. Anyone else got a race in mind, or should I just copy and paste into a wheel and see? Let's see here. Copy. Also, if the music is too loud, let me know. I'll close some Google tabs here. Let's do a roll for the race then. What is a tabaxi? A tabaxi is a cat person. So think like a furry, but like not multicolored and in that weird art style that I don't know how to describe. Tabaxi typically are very slender and long-limbed cat folk. They are very curious by nature, and they really love to share and tell stories. If you've ever played Skyrim, that is a perfect example of the Tabaxi race with the cat people, the Khajiit. Would be a good parallel to them. We can do a Tabaxi Warlock, unless any of these other ones are sticking out to you. Oh, here, we're gonna do player name chat. I was just thinking cat, but not literal, like actual cat, like not humanoid. No, it is a humanoid. It is very humanoid. It's not like oh god, what was it called? He-Man's like mount. Let me see what we got going on here. So, otherworldly patron. I'm gonna start writing stuff down. Other world the patron. That's you guys if I actually set up a Patreon. Pact Magic. Yanti is a snake person. So, like, I'm a snake. I'm a sneaky snake. Eldritch invocations. And Pact Boon. So Yanti are very like Aztec themed. They are very like they have a lot of very, I don't want to say, I guess tribal in a way of like clothing and style and everything like that. They're very tight knit in their communities, and they worship this giant like cannibalistic snake god thing. So they're very cool as characters. Like they're very interesting race, but it's also like in base D&D they get used as just villain race, which I don't like. I don't like when base D&D does that because it feels, for a lack of better terms, discriminatory, and I don't like that. I really don't like that. I don't like how they treat orcs. I don't like how they treat goblins, because like they also made them playable races, and at that point I'm just like, well, now you've just like proven that these characters are sentient, so I don't know why you keep vilifying them constantly, D&D. So I don't run my games with stuff like that. The same thing with the tiefling. I don't make tieflings an inherently evil quote unquote race. I just make them rare. Like they're just rare. There's not a lot of them. So I think that's a better compromise than just flat out making your player feel like everyone ever hates them. So then they had light armor. I'm just gonna write down all the proficiencies and stuff. Armor. Simple weapon. And then you guys have no tool proficiencies. Your saving throws are wisdom and charisma. So saving throws, wisdom and charisma. Hello, somebody. Do you want to help us choose the race for our player? Choose two skills from Arcana, Deception. Okay, so let's think here. I'm doing good. I got a lot of work done last night, and I was so exhausted this morning. You know what? Let's do a cultic fanatic. So we're gonna do Arcana and Religion for the things here. So Arcana and Religion. All right, so equipment. Let's look here. What do we get here? Crossbows are any simple weapon. We're gonna go with simple weapon. Simple weapon. Sorry, my handwriting is so bad. Component pouch. Actually, arcane focus would be better for a warlock. Arcane focus. So this is an arcane focus, chat. It's something that you channel your magic through in D&D. So sort of like a priest using a Bible in a church. But for D&D, it could be any number of things. Like you could have like a holy pendant. You could have like a little statue with you. I had a player literally use a PlayStation like 2 as his holy symbol once. So, you know, it really is up to the DM's discrepancy of what you consider a holy symbol and what, you know, if they're cool or not, they'll let you do stuff. Dungeoneer's pack. Dungeoneer's pack. And then finally, leather armor. Leather. Got my handwriting. Armor. I promise I'll make this more legible when I post it after stream today. Simple weapon, 2 daggers. Weapon. 2 daggers. Maybe I have dyslexia, because I keep doing the wrong, like, way for letters and stuff like that. Like, I went to go and do a P there for my G, and I don't know why. And I'm really sorry, because it looks really scuffed now. So let me tidy that up a bit. There we go. Alright. Now, let's do the stats super quick. So we're gonna do... relatively... how did I do the stats last time? I don't remember. Did I roll for them? I feel like I didn't roll for them. Let's just go kind of run-of-the-mill for now. So, because warlocks are charisma casters, I believe, right? Hold on, let me double check that, actually. Yeah, charisma is their highest, so we're gonna do a 16 in charisma, and then we're gonna do a 14 wisdom, 14 intelligence, 10 con, 12 dex, 10 strength. Boom. And I don't remember if you guys remember, or I don't know if you guys remember, would be a better way of putting it. But the way that your stats scale, it's 2 for every, or it's 1 for every 2 levels. So this would be a 0. This would be 1, 0, 2, 2, 3. So those would be the modifiers that you're running with today. And it would all of these numbers go down this way and up here too as well. So that's how the stats total works. I have yet to play D&D with some friends of mine. Any tips? Yeah, I mean, go in with... Okay, how do I put this? So, you should definitely talk with the person that's running the game a lot. Like, try and figure out what they think is okay, what they would like be okay with running, what you want for your character, if it's possible to have that happen. But overall, just go in and try and have fun. Don't do, like, super edgy roleplay stuff. Like, just go in and, like, have a fun time. Be silly goofy for your first time. I feel like that's the best way to do it for beginners, because it allows them to just have fun with the game and not get too into this, like, oh, everything is dark and gritty in D&D, because it's really not, or at least it shouldn't be. I think D&D is a great way to tell stories and just have a good time with your friends that allow you to just be kind of silly guys together, you know? Like, you're there and you're hanging out with your friends and you're playing characters. It's like making your own little story, like your own little, like, comic book or your own little movie in your brain. It's a beautiful game and I love it a lot. And I definitely am going to be trying to plan another one-shot probably next month. So keep an eye out for that too. I'll try and make sure that it is not as puzzle-oriented, because the players were very confused for some of those puzzles, it seemed. I'll try and do more of like a role-play themed one-shot for next time. I feel like that would definitely be better for them. So let's do the health now that we have that sorted out. So a Warlock has 8 plus Constitution at first level, so they have 8 off the bat. They have no Constitution, so it's plus 0. After that, it is 5 plus Constitution, so they have 18 health. Because 5 plus 5 is 10. And then plus the 8, so it's 18. What's next? Otherworldly Patron, Pack Slot, Eldritch Invocation, Pact Boon. Now we get to choose the subclass. What do you guys think sounds interesting? Sorry, I had to get some water there. Do you guys want more of an evil-leaning warlock, or more of a silly, goofy kind of guy? Like, what are we thinking here, everybody? Are we thinking of some goofy old time, or are we going like full Necronomicon type beat? Because there's a lot of different ways you can build a warlock. They do not have to be the evil class. A badass nerd? Okay. A badass nerd. Well, to me, that seems like a good one for the Great Old One. Okay, so Pact Boon, and we're gonna do dash the Great Old One. Alright, so basically Cthulhu is what it's going to be worshipping, which I feel like is good for a badass nerd. Next up, we will be doing... So they get that, and I don't think it goes into too much detail about what else they get on 3rd level. Oh, no, wait, it does. Okay, so they get Awakened Mind. Interesting. Okay. Awakened Mind. Okay. Next, we still have yet to do the race. So, does anyone want a specific race for this warlock, or no? Because I can do a quick roll for it on the spin wheel and get that set up. Super, super, super fast. Cthulhu? Yep, that is exactly what we're doing. I should probably stream this to you guys so you don't, like, not know what's happening. Add source. Window capture. Add source. Add new source. Spin wheel. Spin! There we go. Ah! What are you doing? Alright. But that was just the test spin. I don't know if... Do you guys want the dwarf or not? Because I don't really care. Because I think dwarf can work, but there's a lot of other really good choices, and I didn't want to just immediately run it. But I can do another roll, like a real roll now. Okay. So Furbolg. So Furbolg are a little bit interesting. So... Oh. Someone just slammed the door in my house. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna write down the Furbolg stuff, and then I gotta go deal with that. So I gotta go get another book really quick, because Furbolg are not in the base game. They are in the expansion, Volo's Guide to Monsters. Alright. As I snuggle my way in here. Alright, Furbolg are on page 106. Which I have bookmarked already. Okay, so Furbolgs, ability score increase. Their wisdom goes up by 2 and strength by 1. Okay. So, their wisdom, this warlock's wisdom is going to be a 16, actually. So, let's really quickly fix that. So, this is going to be a 3 and 16. Cool. So, this is a pretty good warlock stat block. Like, this is really good. And then strength increased by 1. This doesn't really change anything. It just goes up to 1. And now age, whatever size, whatever speed, they're 30 feet. They have 30 little feetsies, little toes. Furbolg magic. Okay, so that goes down here in the features and traits. Furbolg. Magic. Alright. Hidden step. Yeah. One of my favorite, like, characters I ever played as was actually a Furbolg Paladin, so this is making me really happy. This is kind of like the inverse of, my boy. Powerful build. Powerful build. Oh, there's no I before you. Speech of beast and leaf, so you can talk to animals as a free action, as well as plants as well. So, speech of leaf and beast. There we go. Yeah, that should be everything for the Furbolg. Yep, okay. Wow, I have a lot of extra character sheets here. Holy shit. Okay. Alright. Now, we get to do the backgrounds. Yippee! Woo! Alright, so how are we going to do backgrounds, y'all? What background do you guys want? I had a list of them earlier, and I don't know where they went. 1 second. Should be on the other one. Or let me check something really quick. Oh. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I got it on the spin wheel still. Okay. So let's bring the spin wheel back up. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the card game, or the board game, whatever. Welcome back to Spin That Wheel, where we will decide our character's background, what they did for a living, how they were raised in life, and what they plan to do with the future. And we're looking at a sage. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Woo! Alright. Backgrounds are page 125 of the player handbook. And a sage is right there on page 137. Now then, let's remove this spin wheel, because that is the last time we're going to use it today. Personality traits. Are you all ready? I'm going to list this out, and you want to tell me which one you think fits best. Alright. Number 1, for personality traits. I'm driven by wanderlust that led me away from home. I watch over my friends as if they were a litter of newborn puppies, was number 2. Number 3 is, I once ran 25 miles without stopping to warn to my clan of an approaching orc horde. I'd do it again if I had to. Oh. Number 4, I have a lesson for every situation, drawn from observing nature. This is a really good background for Furbolg, I feel. Number 5, I place no stock in wealth or well-mannered folk. Money and manners won't save you from a hungry owlbear. Okay, pretty good. Number 6, I am always picking things up, absently fidgeting with them, and sometimes accidentally breaking with them. That's ADHD. That's all that is. That is just ADHD. Number 7, I feel far more comfortable around animals than with people. And number 8, in fact, was raised by wolves. I feel like that's pretty funny. But I think for the sake of the character we have built so far, which is a otherworldly warlock who uses the Great Old One. I need a sip of water first. I think that number 5 is probably the best. Does not care for wealth or riches. All right. Number 6, ideals. Number 1 is change. Life is like the seasons in constant change, and we must change with it. Could work. Could work. I don't know about you guys. I feel like anything to do with seasonal changes is pretty good for a Furbolg, which are basically nature elves. Number 2 is greater good, and each person's responsibility to make the most of happiness for the whole tribe. So very kumbaya, all come together kind of feel. Honor. If I dishonor myself, I dishonor my whole clan. Very paladin feely, very like strong-willed. Number 4 is might. The strongest are meant to rule. I'm going to say that probably does not fit. And then nature, the natural world is more important than all the constructs of civilization. Might fit might fit a Furbolg pretty well, but we'll see. Glory. I must earn glory in battle for myself and my clan. I'm stuck between nature and change. I think those are probably the best ones. I think change might be the best one. Change. Comma. Always be moving. All right, Bond. Bond, James Bond. My family clan or tribe is the most important thing in my life ever, and wherever they are, far from me. Number 2 is an injury to an unspoiled wilderness of my homes is an injury to me. So very nature preservative, very much like the area I'm from is part of me. Number 3 is I will bring terrible wrath down on evildoers who destroyed my homeland. Ooh. That might be good. That might be a good motivation as to why they even bound to the warlock patron in the first place. I am the last of my tribe, and it is up to me to ensure their name enter legends. Feels a little bit too cocky and a little bit more out there for this guy. I feel like this is going to be a very noble, and I like the number 3. Yeah, I think number 3 is the best. Vengeance. 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 Alright. Flaw. I am too enamored of ale and wine and other intoxicants. Okay, so they're an addict. That's funny. There's no room for caution in life lived to the fullest. Too reckless. I remember every insult received and nursed a silent resentment towards anyone who's ever wronged me. I feel like that's too malicious. It's very high school drama-esque. I'm slow to trust members of other races, tribes, and societies. That might be good. Very like hesitant to sort of break out of your shell and communicate with others. Violence is my answer to almost any challenge. Okay, Jesus. Don't expect me to save those who can't save themselves and situated. Okay, I feel like, yeah, just slow to trust. I feel like that's better. You know. And now we've done that. That should be everything. Oh. Alright, sorry. They also get proficiencies in some things that I totally missed. They get Arcana and History. So we already done Arcana, so we'll come back to that and choose one of the other ones that the Warlock got to do. So History is the other one. Right here. Arthur, I have a question for you. A small one. What's up? What's your question? And then, to your choice, bottle of blank ink. Yeah, I like that. Bottle of ink. Bottle of ink. What's your question, gamer? What's your favorite animated show? Oof. Ooh. That's a tough one. Because there's so many good animated shows out there. If we're talking about, like, anime, it's Gurren Lagann, like, hands down. Like, nothing even comes close. But, like, if we're talking about, like, Western cartoons, it's a little bit different. Because it's a very different, what you call it? It's a different market, right? So I gotta think on that for a little bit. I was really into, like, Rick and Morty for a while, and I think Gravity Falls is probably my best, like, animated show. But if you said anime then, so then yeah, Gurren Lagann. Gurren Lagann, hands down. Like, nothing even comes close. Where's this thing that I get to choose from? History, Intimidation, Deception. We'll put Nature since they're a Furbolg now. Alright, and then we'll do all the numbers. And then I gotta go downstairs super quick and check on something. Alright, so let's do these numbers super fast because they won't take me very long. 8. Okay, so Strength is a 0. Big old goose egg, that's a 1. Constitution is also 0. Intelligence is a 2. Wisdom is a 4. And... oh wait, no, the proficiency bonus. Oh, I forgot what the proficiency bonus would be. Oh. Nope, that's races. I don't need races. I need class. Where's the class? 1 second, everybody. I forgot something. Rogue, monk, wizard. Oh, it's too far. I need warlock. Where are you, warlock? There you are. Proficiency bonus goes up at... okay, so it's +2. So it's actually not a 4, that's a 5. Next, the charisma is also at a 5. Dex, 1. Wisdom, 3. Intelligence, that is a 5. Athletics, 0. Deception, 3. History is 4. Wisdom, 3. Charisma, 3. Intelligence, 2. Wisdom, 3. 4. 2. 3. 3. 4. 1. 1. And 3. See, look, it's so fast. Once you get into the rhythm of it, it's just like... alright, and while I'm gone... oop, I gotta put Furbolg here. Alright. And with that, I'm going to be super fast. I have to go and check on something, because there was a big loud noise, so I'll be right back. Y'all, it is so cold in my house right now. I need to put on some socks. It is freezing. Oh, okay. Wait, am I muted? No, we're fine. Alright, I'm gonna grab some reference images for you guys. Let's make sure. Actually, here, let me delete this spin thing. Okay. Furbolg. Let me show you guys what a Furbolg looks like. So this is the official art for a Furbolg. Alright. Actually, first of all, let me just delete all of this BRB stuff really quick. So this is the official art for a Furbolg. So they're kind of like very big, furry, like elves. I don't know where this cow people thing started, and I don't know how it got popularized. I kind of don't like the cow people thing. It just feels very weird, but they're very bulky. Like, they're very bulky characters. So let's see how we can make a bulkier looking warlock without it being too... I don't want it to look too much like a cleric or potentially just not a warlock at all. So we gotta really think here for a second. They look hella strong. Yeah, exactly. They're meant to be like the big beefy. They're typically used as druids or like paladins. They aren't very typically seen with like just pure spell casting stuff. So this is going to be a very fun like idea. So let's get a sketch down. What are we looking at here? Right. So warlock, sage, Furbolg, who is very reclusive but on a mission for vengeance. Doesn't like expensive things, so we can't be doing a bunch of like gold trim or fancy clothing. They probably have very basic clothing because of that. At the point that they don't need magic, they just beat people. Well, the thing is that magic is so strong that like not using it's kind of putting yourself at a disadvantage, right? So it's always better to have like an option for it than not. So I'm trying to think here. So if it's like, okay, so very proud, but also recluse. Kind of. Oh, I gotta turn my sensitivity back up. 1 second. Oh, that's not high enough. There we go. Awesome. Okay, so maybe they're a bit more hunched over. So very like, you know, kind of like this guy. It's a very short, stubby neck. Look at that. Maybe a thicker sort of skull than an average sort of race would have. They don't have high strength, so I don't want to make them like super bulky. Like they should still have a large frame, but not like muscle mass. Right, like you got to keep into mind like these stats are going to affect the character's appearance a bit. So let's try and shape out this character, kind of sculpt out their pose, and figure out what we want done here. So first and foremost, I think this is going up good for sort of like slumped over character. Maybe we can have them like hand like this, like their arms like this. And they're like on the verge of like casting a spell or something. His arm's too big. Like that. Yeah. Okay. Move from side to side. Let's go. And then the hand would be like right here, kind of like casting a thing. Yeah, like that. Very like edgy, but not like overly edgy. I don't like making overly edgy characters, really. There's just something about it. JoJo pose. As much as I would love to, I don't know if that would necessarily fit what we're trying to do here. So maybe next time when we do a more eccentric character, like a bard or something, we can do a JoJo pose. So maybe we can do a bard next time, like next week. I'm actually playing a bard in my first ever time not being a dungeon master. Okay, we're gonna try and do a more gloomy pose here. But yeah, my bard that I'm playing as, he uses a saxophone, because I think that's funny. Because you don't typically see bards with saxophones in TNT. Alright, down. So warlocks typically have like robes or something like that, like leather robes or armor. I chosen as a rogue and my friends were creating characters. Did you make a random one? Or did you just like ask the DM to like help you with your character? Because you can ask to swap if you want, probably. A little smaller still. Okay. Okay. The legs are melting my brain right now. That's fine though. Hands too big. Ooh. Okay, that'll do for a hand sketch for now. And then, okay, so big key feature here for Furbolg is they have a very wide, thick nose. Well, we were all choosing what we wanted, and I started out with like a wizard, elf, I think, and then they swapped to rogue. Oh, okay, I see. I thought you meant like your DM just gave you a sheet and said you're doing this. That makes much more sense now. Okay. Okay, so this arm's actually too small now. I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger, a bit meatier. Okay, so given what we have stat-wise and everything here, I think we can start working on the actual outfit and like design. So we're gonna turn that down and we're gonna turn that off, and then we're gonna make a new layer and work on it with a light sort of color that I can see easier to sketch out like the outfit. So I think whenever I think of like warlocks and stuff like that, I think of very loose fitting clothing, very I think there's a character out there. This stuff came up. Yeah, that's D&D, you know. You have it all planned out and then something pops up and someone can't make it. It happens. It happens a lot. It's part of the game, honestly. Anyway, warlocks have a lot of very baggy, flowing clothing, in my opinion, so I want to kind of like lean into that. So let's do a very... Oh, that's way too bright. I can't see that. Can I see that? I can see that. Okay. So let's do almost sort of like a hood thing. That looks kind of like the tentacles from the Great Old One. So kind of like this sort of sea vibe to it, almost. Very flowy look to it. I don't know if I like that. We'll see if that sticks around for much longer than just an initial pass-through. But as it stands, I'm not super digging it. flowing clothing. Boop. Alright, so flowing clothing means that this is going to be kind of covered pretty quick. And actually, you know what? What we could do? Long flowy cloak? Yeah, I could do that. That means I'm getting rid of this, though, because it's going to interfere with the silhouette if I do that. Don't do that. So, long flowy cloak, I can agree with. I'm going to adjust how I've done this line, though, because I feel like it doesn't allow for a lot of flow to it. It just kind of is there. There we go. That looks much flowier, much more elegant, so to speak. And then... yeah, like that. Just like that. Bum ba bum bum bum. Okay. Now is it? I don't want it to just kind of look like a hoodie, so we're gonna try and do some things to sort of differentiate it from like that sort of silhouette we've given it. What is a good way to do that? We can add some, you know, since he's a warlock and since he's not suffering, but since he's signed to the old, like the great old one, what we can do is we can add like some bands on his arm. Any wizard or mage or warlock I have play with such a nice long cloak. Yeah, exactly. You know, it's a very it's a very popular trope to have like spellcasters have very long flowy clothing to sort of like give off this sense of like elegance or mysticism, whereas a lot of like melee classes have very hard shapes. Like paladins will have like a lot of big square chunks or like polygonal like armor pieces like that to show that they're rigid and tough and sturdy. Everything comes back to character design. Everything. Don't you dare forget that. We're gonna add some quick little bands here too. Details, exactly. Character design is the core basis of everything. And then we can add this sort of shape. Boop-a-doop. This sort of like tulip look to the sleeve top. Because I like it. It's very pretty. What we can also do is give this guy a sort of like turtleneck look. Because I think that'll be cool too. And like adds to this sort of like nerd aesthetic that Seal was talking about. That, give him poofy pants. Like so. And then what we can do is give him very tightly laced boots. So he can be running around the battlefield and casting spells without worrying about tripping on his stuff. Which I think is something that gets overlooked a lot, like actual combat practicality of outfits. Pokemon Go, I don't care right now. Shut up. I'm streaming. Alright, anyway. Next up, what are we doing? Right. Upper torso here, we can do the belt across the body. Oh, maybe he has it like over top too, actually. Big belt. This is a very emo boy feeling like design, and I'm kind of for it. Because he has like the Vengeance Firbolg. Okay. Next up, we can do the face features. Can I draw you, bro? Yeah, go for it. I am never going to say no to that. I will always encourage people to draw, man. It being me is a bonus. Alright. Oh wait, no. I keep messing up the nose. I need to bring that reference back. Okay. So, very big nose. Very distraught sort of facial expression. Very angry, very... I do what I must because of blah blah blah. I will avenge my clan. Like that. I don't know if y'all ever get to see it though. I'm not on those socials. Well, you're on Twitter, right? You just post it on there, use my art tag. I'll see it. There you go. Very, very bulky head shape. And very long, fluffy looking ear. They got like really cool fluffy ears. That probably got us like Pinterest. Oh, okay. Well, I'll make sure to set up my Discord server this weekend then. And then everyone can post their stuff there if they want. Now for hairstyle, this is going to be a bit more interesting here. So now we got to figure out what their hairstyle is going to look like. Let's figure something out. Okay. Okay. That is the wrong tool. Oh my god. In terms of hairstyle, I think that he needs to have something very draping down to show the sort of like disgruntled / disheveled feeling he's going through. So layer the hair a bit, have it like come down. Very Roy Mustang looking right now. Alright, so that's one side, almost done. Yeah, very Roy Mustang or almost K-pop feely. Just keep layering that hair. Get it nice and volumed. There you go. I'll redo the mouth really quick. Yeah, Angie. He's an Angie boy. I don't trust others quickly. Ugh. Yeah, that fits. Yeah, very, very like in that same sort of vein of that. Very Levi core. Very greasy hair. Buckle 1, buckle 2, buckle 3, buckle my shoe, and then we can do another buckle down here. Combat boot. And then, so I made it almost like a descending ratio here, where it's like getting thinner as it goes down. So we can do this to sort of replicate it. That. Erase there, erase there. Alright, good. Then add the lip to the boot up here. And voila! What should we name this boy, by the way, before I go any further on this? And start picking out colors and such. His arm's too long, also, I just realized. In the meantime, I'm going to start working Dan. Alright. Dan what? What's his last name? Dan. Something mystical, probably. Here, Dan Mystic. There you go. This is Dan Mystic, the Warlock Furbolg. I know, right? So fancy. Alright, let's get working on the line art. So he's going to be very disgruntled, very. Gotta try and make sure the head shape's the same. I think I like goofed up the eye anatomy here, so I'll try and fix that while I'm going with the line art. So much squarer head compared to like most other characters I've drawn. Probably fix it slightly. Try and do that. Alright. And then whoop. Yeah, looking much more menacing now. 10 Mystic sparkles. I'm glad you're such a fan of Dan Mystic. And then the other eye. That's definitely not right. Hold on. I can fix this. I can fix this. I think I fixed it. Yeah. Wait. It's like mostly fixed. Hold on. I just gotta make this eye smaller, I think. Smaller, and then bring both of these, like, over here. Yeah, the eye was just too long. Ooh! Whoops. Wrong button. There we go. Get the ear done. Look at that. And then... Alrighty. Now... we can work on the hair, get this all done, and maybe I can actually get a line that I'm agreeing with here. Oh my god, please cooperate. Thank you. Good lord. Gotta layer this hair up nice and good so it looks like it was styled very quickly by the campfire. There we go. Whoop, 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 whoop. And then add some more lines here to show depth of movement. Give it the sideburns. And now we move on to the other side. Cha-cha real smooth. Dan Mystic is that magical hairstyle. He saw one like performance by BTS and was like, I needed that. I need that. Alright, Dan Mystic canonically knows what K-pop is and is a huge fan of it. Bard pop. That's good. I like that. I like the idea that, like, there are bards that exist in D&D that make K-pop-esque music with, like, their little, like, what's it called? The instrument that, like, is really weird looking and has, like, all those, like, strings on it. He got reincarnated into D&D. He was idle in his past life. Oh my god. He's an isekai protagonist. He got turned into a furball. Oh no. Oh, that's awful. What a fate. A bit of that, like, chin scruff that furball have. Instead of suckers, we're gonna put little spikes on his outfit. There we go. Yippee! This is turning out really well, guys. I'm really digging this. Okay, so now that we've got most of this done, again, we're not going to render this today, guys. We're just going to go for a quick flat color. And then... Imagine his best friend was a bard. Oh my god. His best friend was a bard, and he plays the music he hates the most. He has a country music bard that is in his party. And he just hates him so much. In combat, he has actually actively tried to kill the bard multiple times. It just has never worked out. I like this idea that he was, like, malicious to only one person. Other than his, like, arch nemesis. He just has that one guy, he's just like, I cannot stand you. It's the one dude that he's like, this is my limit, and you've surpassed it. It's that one dude in the Discord call that is like, always making jokes, but they're not funny. And you're just like, please shut up. Like, oh my god. Fireball, fireball, fireball. Calls him like Danny Boy. Hype it. Oh, hi, Danny Boy. Hope you're doing well today. He's just like, fireball, 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 fireball. I like the idea that Dan is just like, so done with everything. Like, he's just like, I want out of this place. I want to go back to Earth. I want to go back to my past life. He's just so sick of this. The voice sounded like Grell? I have no idea who Grell is. I am very sorry. I do not get this niche reference. I can do a lot of different impressions though. Grell's Sudacliff. Oh, I've never seen Black Butler before. I was not the target audience for Black Butler, I don't think. Which was young, straight, teenage boy. Or I mean, I was a young straight teenage boy when it came out. Well, he sounds like the bard. Okay. The bard goes over and is just like, almost heaven, West Virginia. And then Dan's immediately just like, please, please, stop speaking. And then everyone else in the party just like loves their interactions. But the bard actively antagonizes Dan. He knows that Dan doesn't like it. That's how I see this. But like, I don't think the bard gets to what degree Dan doesn't like it. Yeah, Bard thinks it's all a joke. Dan is ready to kill him. The Bard does not realize his life is in danger. We gotta do the Bard next week. We gotta figure out who the Bard is. That is our goal for next week, everybody. We gotta figure out who the Bard is, why they are such an antagonist to Dan, and what the real point of everything is in this campaign. Do you think that Dan here would have been friends with Maroon from last week? Or was it? Wait, no, it was 2 weeks ago, wasn't it? That we made the rogue. Was fueled by rage and just thinks of the bar. No, so the thing about warlocks is that their powers are fueled by their like link to the patron. So I like to think that the reason why he hasn't been able to kill the bard is because the patron actually really likes the bard and thinks he's funny. So Dan physically cannot harm the bard because his powers will not allow him to. That is like the ultimate, like, spit in the face to him. Oh, it's so funny. I love this lore we've come up with these characters. We're also almost done the line art already. I'm pretty impressed with how fast we got this done. And Dan doesn't seem to really enjoy very fancy fabrics, so I don't have to worry about like a lot of detail going into this, probably. He was a very modest living dude in his past life. Because one of the character traits he got was, I'm not really big on the whole money thing. So we're actually almost done with the line art. Holy shit. We steamrolled through this, y'all. Alrighty. And the coloring should be pretty simple too. The combat boots are a little bit fantasy adjacent, I feel, but they also just kind of like work for him. I don't know why. But they just do. See what I mean though? Like if I zoom out, it just works. Like it just like looks cohesive. It's not cooperating with me, that line. There we go. He looks mystical, like his last name. Yeah, he's a very proud warlock, but he also cannot get over his past life and wants to return. So, you know, maybe he had some loved ones that he doesn't want to leave behind. Maybe, like, he had unfinished business. Maybe he was expecting, or wants to just fight for his right to live as a human again. You know, could be any number of motivations. And honestly, chat, it's up to you, because you can play as Dan. I have no issue with you guys playing as Dan. As I will be posting his character sheet on Twitter. Free use. All D&D characters I make are free use. Maybe he likes fighting to get back home. Yeah, exactly. He just wants to get back home. That's the bottom line of it. And whatever his motivation may be is completely up to you guys, chat. After I finish designing him, he is fully in your hands. You can do whatever you want with him. Alright, there we go. That is the line art done. Let's see if I missed any spots. I missed a few spots. Nothing we can't fix. Righty. There's that fixed. There's that fixed. Alright, how are we looking now? Well, there's still a gap somewhere in the cloak. Oh, it's in the top. Or to get away from the bard. You know what? Honestly, that's also really funny. If he really just wants to get home only because the bard is really just that annoying. Oh, it's even funnier if the bard thinks they're like the best of friends, but they could, like, it's all just jokes and games to him. Kinda like what they did with Dungeon Meshi. Oh, Dungeon Meshi is another really good show. If you haven't seen it yet, please watch it. It's easily one of my top, like, 5 media of all time. There we go. And we can do a sort of like... what's it called? Like, I don't want to call it an octopus-shaped thing, but like a sort of just a symbol here in general, just to show his alignment with his patron. Yeah, just like that. Alright, sounds good, looks good. Alright, let's get this going. 3 were good. Alright, that's everything closed. Awesome. So we can start working on the coloring now. So, Furbolg typically have a very greenish in-tone skin color. So we gotta figure out how to do this here. Let's see, let's look at our reference image here. What are we looking at here? So it's like grayish green. We can just kind of color pick from there and make it a little bit darker. And let's add some texture to it. Yeah, sort of like whatever that is. We can use that color. sort of like Christmas cookie green, where the icing has like melted into it a little bit too much. I also just realized I forgot one of the straps on the boot down here. So let's quickly just fix that so we can get moving on to the rest of the colors. Doopy-doopy-doopy-doo. Alright, there we go. Now we can work on the colors. So first and foremost, I want to do a sort of like light purple, maybe like very faded, darker purple. Yeah, like that. For the outer part of the cloak. Because it's typically the color it just associates with warlocks in general. So let's just do that and sort of work from there as a base. God, he does not look happy. He does not want to be here. Okay. And with that, I think we have a good baseline of where we're going with color-wise here, because we got a lot of like very dull colors here, not very saturated. So what we can do is add in a little bit more saturation for pop on emphasis to areas we want to emphasize. Things like the hands, as well as maybe the bands on the arm. Oh, okay. Back to revision. Enjoy the day. Alright, thanks for coming out, man. Always good to have you around. And have a good one. Alrighty. Anyway, so yeah, we can use the splash of color to really emphasize the areas of interest that we want to have a priority on the holder's eyes. So we can very quickly just all this coloring done. Oof. Eyebrow itchy. Boop, boop. Whoop, whoop. And I kind of want to do an undercolor for the coat, but I feel like doing anything too crazy would be very distracting. So probably just going to be like a slight like color change from the purple we're already using. So let's see how that looks. Okay, it looks good. I think we choose a lighter color for the underneath. I don't want to do monochromatic, so I don't want to do another purple. So a good flow here would be to use a complementary color of some kind. So maybe a brighter yellow that has like a sort of pastel-y feel to it. Oh, sorry. Got to do this on a separate layer, or we could end up with some mistakes going on. So let's see how just a normal pale yellow will look, and then we'll kind of adjust going forward. It definitely helps pop the green, I think. It does catch the eye a little bit more than I want to. So let's try and adjust that. Yellow's so hard because we use too like bright, it just completely overpowers. And I don't want it to look washed out completely. Oh, that's good. That's nice, actually. I like that. That's a good color. Excuse me. So now we can just go over quickly and just adjust all these purples overlapping. Just some quick little touch-ups right here, right there. Yahoo! Alright, now we go back down to the yellow. We can apply it to the loincloth area here. Sort of like a tunic more than a loincloth, honestly, because it looks like it's like coming up from it there too. Next, we can do this. Just quickly do that. Just a quick touch up because I'm going to be putting a darker color underneath. I don't want any sort of overlap going on here. Another quick adjustment from the purple because it's overlapping a little bit more than I would like it to. In some spots. Definitely on the hands too. There you go. Cool. Make sure everything's spick and span. Okay. Now for the pantaloons, we're gonna go for a darker color. Probably more in the maroon category. Yeah, like that. Perfect. What we can do also, by the way, is because this is a lot of like blank space on his body, we can add like texture, or we can add, I think a better way of doing it would be to add patterning to the clothing. And we can do that thanks to Clip Studio's very vast array of resources. So I have a lot of resources at the ready that I can use here. A lot of flower-based stuff, since he's a very nature-y themed character. Very sage-like, so to speak. Everything? Oh no, I gotta fix this here because it's covering the hand. Oopsies. There. We can use this maroon color on the bands as well, honestly. I feel like it would fit very well. Actually, maybe not. I want it to be a little bit more different there, actually. A lot brighter. Maybe like a red. What we can do is we can do like a dark gray for the boots. So they're not super intrusive. Like that. And flip in color. There we go. Alright, now let's do the patterning thing. So if I go here on my left side, I can do a natural or flower look. Let's do some roses. He's a lover boy. Ooh, that looks cool. Hold on. Let's see how that looks. Ooh, I like how that looks. We can do that on the, like, upper part of his body. Like that. Sort of like tattoo sleeves, almost. And then turn down the opacity of it a little bit so they're not, like, super intrusive. Just do some touch-ups so that they're only on the arms and not anywhere else. That. It just, see, it immediately helps, like, add, like, a little bit more to the design that would have been pretty basic. Patterns are so nice. And I want to get better at doing them, too. Patterns are really cool. Alright. So now that the pattern there is good, we can move on to doing a underlying in the coat. Which I want to do a more saturated color for. Probably not this saturated. We will adjust this in a second. Excuse me. Like that. There you go. And then flip color. So yeah, this is a bit too saturated, I think. Or at the very least, it's too dark. Ooh, I do like that, though. Okay, okay. I think we're cooking here, chat. So I want to add something to the belt here in a second, and then we can work on the hair. So let's do the belt super fast. The belt shouldn't be super intrusive. Also, I want to fix this super fast because I didn't realize how much was gone on the sidelines. There we go. Where was I, right? Belts. Okay, so belt should be on the orange and the darker brown. There we go. Not super intrusive. Or we could do like a red belt too, is another option. We'll see how it looks. I think a red belt might be better here. Just so it like adds to like the contrast of the colors. Not the contrast, it flows better with the colors than the brown. Brown is a really hard color to work with because it kind of just muddies things really quickly. And if you put too much of it, like I might be doing here, it can get really, really messy. So let's try and, because the brown has to like flow with the design, and we have a lot, and I mean a lot of very like out there colors going on because he's a warlock and wanted to put like more colorful stuff going on with him. So let's do some touch-ups on this. We're gonna flip this, fill in the color. We're gonna do some of the adjustments super fast, and then we'll try doing like a red, like a deeper red color, and see how that looks. And if it isn't too obstructing, then we can sort of run with it. Okay. Just about done. There we go. I want to fix this up too, because this is sort of bleeding into places it's not supposed to. There we go. Maybe we should do some coloring, like changing up here as well for this thing. Here, hold on. It'll help differentiate the fabric a little bit better. There we go. Hello? Why isn't that? Yeah, that helps break it up more. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Adds a focal point as well, so now you're looking more at like the head area, because of the contrast with the coat. Perfect. And then we can add it over here too, sort of like a flowing over the line area. Yeah, it also helps add contrast to the sort of like arm sleeves. Doopity doop doop doop. Get all that extra material off. Like churn it up in the blender. A little bit of a. We just got to do two things now. Oh wait, actually, let's try out the redness on the belt really fast. That's not quite what I'm looking for. No. That's too bright. It feels too plasticky when I add the red, kinda. Let's see it from a distance. Let's see it from over here. Let's saturate a little bit more. That's okay. It's alright. It's not like standout, but it works. We'll merge it down. Okay, let's do the hair. So, Furbolg have very dark green hair. So let's do this. Maybe we can add some like highlights in it since like he's a former K-pop guy. They do like dyed hair stuff, right? That's a thing they do. I don't know. I don't look at K-pop. Sorry. Oh, chat, I'm starting to get hungry. Hungry. Yeah, I mean, actually, do I even really? Let's add like a really quick, like, neon green highlight. And see how it looks. I kind of like it. It is giving a bit of Billie Eilish, but it looks good other than that. It is giving Billie Eilish. Very quick fix though. Didn't realize I got that on me. Are you there? Yeah, I like that. He's a cutie. He's very silly. Alright, let's do all the facial stuff here now. And then darker, a little bit on that side. So it goes up like that. And then saturate a bit for the lip. Voila. And then we can do the green for the eyes too. Excuse me. Okay. Check it. Dan Mystic. Oh, I gotta do the belt. Oopsies. Alright. Let's do that super fast. Let's do a much more saturated yellow. Alrighty, there we go. Wait. Okay. Alright, I believe that is a good place to stop. I don't think I've missed anything, not off the top of my head anyway. You know, I think this is very good. I think if anything, hold on, actually, really quick, before we stop, me add some duller, darker, sort of, no, needs to be more saturated. There we go. Sort of like weathering to the pants to add more texture. Now it looks final. See, because it like breaks up the color a bit more, breaks up the focus. Woo! Alright, that's Dan Mystic! Let's go! Oh, there's hair in my mouth. Blech. Blech. Alright. That's character number 2 for the series, I guess. Alright, well, thank you everybody for coming out. Tomorrow, we will be doing more head studies, so very excited. Please come along, please study with me. Let's all get better at art together. That's the whole reason I'm doing this. I want to help you guys get better, and myself get better. And then Friday is Lethal Company. So, we are playing games this week, I guess. I think we're doing it at 9 and not 10. I have to double check that. But, in the meantime, thank you guys for coming out today. It meant a lot. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.